Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host Hefty Duck, as well as friend of the show, the man of truth himself, Heartsy. Welcome back to the show, Heartsy. A lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world to talk about. The Blue Jackets have played 3 games since our last show, and we're going to talk about that. They won 2 out of 3. They beat the New York Islanders 4-3 in a shootout. They beat the Vancouver Canucks 7-6 in a shootout. And unfortunately, they lost to the Ottawa Senators 3-2. But there are still some good moments in all of those games, and we're going to talk about them. A lot of signings in the Blue Jackets world have happened recently. They've signed 2 prospects and 2 college free agents. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be fun. We have some fun memes to share with you and so much more. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome in. Hope everyone has had a good week. Been pretty decent week in my world recently. So I hope everyone's enjoying a little bit of the warm weather, even though where I live, it's rainy and kind of shitty, but it's warm. Hot Rod Todd, his birthday is in a week from today. His birthday is April the 6th. Happy birthday to you, Hot Rod Todd.
That's
2024.
Right. Happy almost birthday, Hot Rod Todd.
And to our audio listeners, if you're wondering why we're wishing a random guy a happy birthday, he commented in our chat on YouTube. You too can leave a comment if you want to check us out on Twitter or YouTube, and we read most of them. If you're not rude, if you are rude, we might read it and make fun of you on air. But yeah, this is a live show, just so everyone remembers. Things can happen. Funny shit happens all the time. Dumb shit happens all the time. I wonder how many more times I can say shit in the next 5 minutes. Anyway, what a week. It's been up and down. I mean, the wins the Blue Jackets did have this week that were both from shootouts, which isn't ideal, but a win is a win. 2 points is 2 points. I only wish that they wouldn't have given the Islanders a point there, because currently the Islanders are 1 point behind the Blue Jackets in the standings. So it would have been nice to be 2 points ahead of them, but the Blue Jackets still have to beat out the Rangers and Montreal and Detroit, I think, for a wild card spot. So they're getting close. They are within 2 points of the Rangers. The Rangers have 77. The Blue Jackets are tied with Montreal with 75. Detroit has 74, along with the Islanders have 74. So the race is close. The race is tight. Every game matters a lot these next few weeks. There's 10 games left on the slate, and they're not going to be easy. Everyone else is going to be fighting for that spot. And then also even like losing to the Blue Jackets play Nashville. That's a game they must win. Nashville has no cards out there. They're far out of the race right now. So you just have to lock in those games. I mean, yeah, you don't want to lose to anybody, but I mean, fuck Nashville. Anyway, so first game. Blue Jackets played a very hard game away on Long Island against the New York Islanders. They won that game 4-3. I was looking at the shots on goal. Shots on goal, actually, Blue Jackets had 30 and the New York Islanders 33. And during regular time, they did end up tying. Kirill Marchenko in the third period tied it up with his sick little slap shot. And then in the shootout, everyone missed. Anthony Duclair for the Islanders, Kent Johnson, Kyle Palmieri for the Islanders. And then up came the young rising star, Adam Fantilli, to get the game-winning goal. And then Bo Horvat also missed, or it was saved. And let me tell you what, I thought that Elvis Merzlikins did pretty good that game as well. Sorry. Yeah, it was Merzlikins. And yeah, I thought as a whole, they played very well. Some of the goals that they gave up were a little bit questionable. Especially giving up one. Oh, I thought they gave up one on the power play. Nope, that was the Islanders. Oh, I'm sorry. Islanders gave up one on the shorthanded goal. I bet they're kicking themselves in the ass for that. Hey, we got another comment here from X Twitter. He's from Powder and Cardboard. He says, "What's up, guys? Not a whole lot, man. What's up with you? Hope you're having a good night."
Hello there, Powder and Cardboard.
Yeah, Kevin, what do you think of the Islanders game there? Oh, hold on. We got another comment here real quick. Powder and Cardboard says, took 8 people from work to the Canucks game. A handful had never been to a hockey game before. Talk about game of the year. Oh, hell yeah, dude. For a first-time hockey goer, that was a great game.
Yeah, that was
because they won.
That's a pretty good game there. And Powder and Cardboard, I'd encourage you to stick around because we're going to talk about that game later.
Yeah,
so
we're going to talk about that.
Roller coaster of emotions over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it very much was. What do you think of that game, Kev?
So to answer your question, what did I think about the Blue Jackets game against the Islanders? Overall, that was a pretty good game there by the Blue Jackets. A bad first period. You give up 2 goals. You're down 2-0, and not good. You did not play good in that period. You had some chances there. You could have scored, but you didn't do it. But overall, not good. You can't play like that. Second period was much better because the Blue Jackets came out, played much better. I have a clip of the Adam Fantilli goal that he scored, which was awesome, an absolute snipe. He just blew it by Ilya Sorokin. He had no chance. It was just an awesome goal. And then the Blue Jackets get another goal from Boone Jenner, shorthanded, and it was just awesome. They played a real good period there, and realistically, that period should have been 2-2, but it's 3-2 because, well, the Islanders, they got away with one there. They whack. It's a goalie interference call. The Blue Jackets challenge it, and it stays as a goal when it shouldn't have counted as a goal because I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. From Union and Blue on Twitter. Says both of these are screenshots taken before the puck is in the net. Lee clearly hits Elvis on the glove, and well before the puck is there, he also hits him in the helmet as the puck is going past. But I could see him ignoring that one, but not the glove. So basically, that goal should not have counted because you're whacking Elvis Merzlikins in the glove and in the face. No goal. But they counted it anyways. And so because of that, it was 3-2 going into the third when it should have been 2-2 going into the third. Oh, well, I guess. And then the Blue Jackets get another goal from Kirill Marchenko. Awesome goal. And it's just something I just want the Blue Jackets to do more often now, which is just shoot the puck, get pucks on net. There's so many times I've seen it this season where they have a wide open chance to score. They don't do it. They pass it. And then they get nothing because it gets picked off and it goes the other way. Just like, why do we do that? Just no. This goal, on the other hand, the goal that Kirill Marchenko scored was just perfect. Provorov has a shot, gets stopped, puck bounces up to Marchenko up high, and he just shoots it, scores. Slap shot just blows it past the goalie. No chance. Awesome goal. And then the Islanders fans are being cringe here, and they want to complain about a goal taken away because they say it wasn't goaltender interference. But it was, because look, Kyle Palmieri of the Islanders bumps into Elvis Merzlikins, and shortly after that, the puck goes in. That is goaltender interference. I'm sorry, you cannot do that.
If you notice from this picture, Elvis's entire body, except for his left glove, is poking out slightly. The entirety of his body is in the blue. Yeah. Not only that, but behind the red line around the blue yet too.
Yeah.
But duh. It's a simple call.
And why they get pissy about that, because if that goal counted, they would have gone up 4-3 and would have won that game, basically, because that's not enough time for the Blue Jackets to come back. But I'm sorry, Islanders fans, you're wrong. Stop being cringe. That's goaltender interference. You cannot bump into a goalie like that. You got away with one in the second period. You're not going to get away with one in the third period. So, sorry, that's just you can't do that. That's goaltender interference. You just can't do that. So then it goes to overtime. Both teams have chances to put it away, and it doesn't happen. Both goalies making big saves to keep each other's team in the game. And then we go to a shootout. And the Islanders have 3 chances to score, and they don't get it done. Ilya Sorokin, the goalie for the New York Islanders, he needs to make a big save against Adam Fantilli, and he doesn't do it. And then eventually the Blue Jackets go on to win. Elvis Merzlikins makes a big save to end the game. Blue Jackets win. And yet, when you read the comments about posts about that game, you have Islander fans being cringe and complaining about the goal that got taken back, while ignoring the fact that it was goaltender interference. You can't bump into the goalie like that. Also ignoring the fact that you had a 2-0 lead, you blew that. You had a 3-2 lead, you blew that. You had chances to put it away in overtime, you blew that. You had 3 chances to score in the shootout, you blew that. You couldn't get that done. And you want to focus on a goaltender interference call that was the correct call. I'm sorry, that's just unacceptable. You had chances to put the game away, and you couldn't do it. The Blue Jackets had chances to put it away, and they got it done. So overall, pretty good game there for the Blue Jackets.
And if you watch the replay of that that last no goal interference goal, if you watch the ref, as soon as that puck is in, he is waving no goal immediately. He already knows. He saw it. He literally watched it in real time happen. And so it wasn't like one of those goals where it's like, oh, let's check the replay, and then they're offsides like 5 minutes later. Like shit.
Yeah.
It was right away. The call was made. It was there on the ice, and then it was upheld, obviously. So yeah, that's all. It was just immediate.
Don't bump into the goalie. You can't do that. You
what
just
Kevin
can't.
was saying back there, I'll just summarize it real quick. You blew it.
Yeah. Hartsey, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, it just seems simple on this this call here. Just give the goaltender his space so he can do his job. If you're all up in his business, of course the ref is going to think you're interfering with him, even if you're not really touching him, and even if the goaltender initiates contact. If he puts out his glove and he's all up on you.
In the blue
paint. The goaltender's, as long as there's contact with the goaltender and the goaltender's in his area, which is the blue paint, the crease, chances are you're probably going to get called for goalie interference.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it is, for this, Elvis doesn't make the rules. Ilya Sorokin doesn't make the rules. It's just how it is. Let the goaltender have some space so he can do his job. Obviously, you want to, get in the way, fuck up his vision, screen the goaltender, but, he just got a little bit too close there. And that's just what goaltender interference is.
Right.
It's impeding the goaltender from doing his job. Plain and simple.
I agree.
I agree too. So let's move on to the next game. I'll just give a brief summary of everything. Kevin will do some more detailed analysis here. Once again, as we were talking about a little bit ago in the comments with Powder and Cardboard, the Blue Jackets of Vancouver Canucks had a hell of a game. The game ended 6-7. Blue Jackets win in another shootout. And I'm not even going to go over all the goals. I just want to quickly talk about one goal specifically that the Blue Jackets gave up that they absolutely had no business giving up and almost cost them the entire game, and that is when Tyler Myers put in a goal from Vancouver as a short-handed goal. Dude, you're on the power play. Your team's on the power play. You cannot forget to play a little defense. Just because you might have it locked down or you have one extra player out there, you have to be solid on that. That's Tyler Myers' 6th goal of the season. He's not necessarily known for that. He's out on the penalty kill because he's a defenseman. Or is he defenseman?
Yes.
I thought he was. Yeah. So yeah, that put Vancouver up 4-3. And it was a tip in, so it wasn't like he just got on a quick breakaway, I think, and was down there on the end. But like, dude, can't have it happen. Anyway, so the Blue Jackets battle back, they tie it back up, and the first person to go in the shootout is none other than the young Kent Johnson. So Adam Fantilli had the game-winning goal from the night previous, or 2 games previous, 2 nights, fucking 3 nights, I don't know, the last game. And Kent Johnson gets the game-winning goal of this one as well. So Johnson shot, the brush shot for Vancouver. Fantilli once again shot for the Blue Jackets. Connor Garland shot for Vancouver. Kirill Marchenko shot for the Blue Jackets. And Jonathan, why do I have to say this fucking name? Jonathan Lekirimaki. Is that close? I don't know. I don't remember hearing it. Like, I had to listen to it most of this. I was looking late. And that guy, Jonathan, for the Vancouver Canucks. Anyway, they all missed and blew it. So the Blue Jackets won 7-6. What a hell of a game. The shots were very, very close. 37 for Vancouver, 38 for the Blue Jackets. There was plenty of penalties in the first, very few in the second, very few in the third. The Blue Jackets actually gave up no penalties in the second or third period or overtime. So first star of the game was Boone Jenner. He had 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Dante Fabro had 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. And Matthew Olivier had 1 goal and 1 assist for 2 points. He was the 3rd star of the game. So what do you make of this?
Yeah, there's just so many ups and downs and everything in between, and so many emotions, highs and lows and everything in between. The first period was just ridiculously awful. It just was. That was one of the worst periods the Blue Jackets have played all season long. For 99% of that period was awful. There were some moments in that period where the Blue Jackets looked good. They had some chances, didn't put it away, but for a majority of that period, it was just awful. They just played awful. You cannot play like that. Give up 3 quick goals just like that. It's just awful. And 2 of the 3 goals, where's the defense? Because you're guys that are wide open, right in front of the net. And you're doing nothing about it. You're just letting them just stand right in front of the net and score. Guys, we can't do that. You just can't do that. No. But for whatever reason, the second period starts, and the Blue Jackets play way better. Way better. I don't understand why that happened, but it did. And it was to the Blue Jackets' benefit that it did, that they played better. They're able to tie it up 3-3. You get 3 big goals. Boone Jenner, Kirill Marchenko, and Dante Fabro to tie it. And in this game, there was a theme, which I like, is that the goal for a good chunk of the goals that the Blue Jackets scored was just don't screw around, don't overpass the puck, just shoot it, get it on net. And if you don't score, that's okay. Go get the puck again and score, try and score that way. Or it'll be off the rebound, off a tip, a deflection, something like that. And that's what happened. A good chunk of those goals were that. Yeah. And then you give up the shorthanded goal, which is awful. It's not good. And part of that happens because I understand what Elvis Merzlikins is trying to do. He's trying to do a poke check to put a stop to that. But because he does that poke check, it puts him out of position to where that puck is able to squeak through. If he doesn't do the poke check, the puck doesn't squeak through. It's still tied at 3. And then in the third period, they give up another one. It's 5-3. And you're like, oh, crap. Not looking good there. And then you score 2 to tie it. And again, the fourth goal scored by Denton Matejchuk. And it's just a simple, Boone Jenner gets the puck. He passes it to Matejchuk. Matejchuk just shoot, score. One-timer. Blow it past the goalie. No chance. The fifth goal is on the power play. Marchenko, he's up high by the boards, shoots, puck bounces off Boone Jenner's stick, goes in. Simple hockey. And then the sixth goal, we'll back that up. They think they score another goal. It gets called back as goalie interference, though you could make the argument that probably should have been a goal because Matthew Olivier gets pushed into the net, and then the goal happens. It doesn't work out like that. They take the goal back, but whatever. Shortly after that, though, they score, and it's Matthew Olivier because it's a shot from up high. Goalie for Vancouver stops it, and there's a wide open rebound right in front of the net. There's Matthew Olivier. No one is by him. He shoots and scores. And the place is going crazy. And the Blue Jackets are feeling pretty good about themselves. Electric atmosphere at Nationwide Arena. And it's gone. It's gone. Because then the Canucks score shortly after that. And it's like one of those things like, oh, crap. No. Like, why? And you look at it, and that's one of those where you got to, Elvis Merzlikins, I like you. You've been so good for the Blue Jackets this season, but that was an awful goal to give up because you look at on the replay, it was a squeaker. He stopped it, and it just wasn't enough. It was a squeaker, and it just slowly went into the net. And I'm like, oh, shit. Damn. Just, that's what you're feeling in that moment. Like, crap.
Yeah.
And then it goes to overtime, and both teams have chances to put it away. They don't get it done. I have minor criticisms like, I like Matthew Olivier. I like Boone Jenner. I like Justin Danforth. All good players for the Blue Jackets. But they should not be out there for 3-on-3 overtime. Unless you want to win a big face-off, so you throw Danforth or Boone Jenner out there, have them win the face-off, then get them out of there. Same thing with Olivier. I could maybe from like a defensive zone standpoint, put him out there for a defensive zone. Play good defense, and then get him out of there. My personal preference, I don't want those guys out there for offensively for 3-on-3 overtime. That's not my first choice. If I'm playing it, I want guys like Adam Fantilli, Kirill Marchenko, Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson. If Yegor Chinakov's available, I want him. A Denton Matejchuk. I want guys like that are going for offense. That's what I want.
Yeah, with maybe like one of the more experienced guys in there to help control things a little bit. Like throw Boone Jenner out there with like Marchenko and Fantilli or something.
Yes.
That would be my first choice, probably.
Yeah. So, minor disagreement. It is what it is. In the end, it worked out for the Blue Jackets, but neither the Canucks or the Blue Jackets are able to get it done in overtime, so it goes to a shootout. And credit to Kent Johnson for getting it done. Just an awesome goal because the way he sets it up perfectly because skates and he looks like he's going to shoot it. And then at the last moment, quickly pulls it to the backhand and scores. And that by the time he pulls it to the backhand, it's a wide open net. And it's too late for the goalie for Vancouver to come back and stop it because he bit. Because he's thinking that Kent Johnson's going to shoot it forehand and then bites on the forehand and then he pulls it to the backhand, wide open net. It's too late for him to react because it's too late. Wide open net, Kent Johnson shoots and scores. And then shout out to Elvis Merzlikins. The dude is absolutely outstanding in a shootout this season. He's 5-0. He cooks. He dominates in the shootout. 5-0. Just outstanding. He has been Mr. Reliable in the shootout. When you're in a shootout, this is it. You need to win this game. You need to make a big save. That's it. And because if you don't, you're probably going to lose. So credit to Elvis Merzlikins. This season, 5-0 in the shootout, and he's been so outstanding, so reliable in those big moments in the shootout when the Blue Jackets need him. He makes a big save. He gets it done. Great to see. Blue Jackets win the game 7-6, and just a fun, entertaining game. It just really was. However, though, this is the second time that the Blue Jackets have played in a game 7-6, and they won that against the Lightning back in November in overtime 7-6 when Zach Werenski got the game-winning goal in overtime. I want to say this. It's good that you're getting it done in these situations. But I hope that this is a lesson that you cannot keep doing this. You cannot keep giving up 6 goals and expecting to win. In those 2 times, you were able to get away with it, find a way to get it done, win the game. But you cannot keep doing that because it's going to hurt you eventually if you keep doing that. So I just hope that the Blue Jackets have learned a lesson that, okay, you've given up 6 goals twice. You found a way to get it done, which is good. It shows resiliency, shows toughness, shows a never give up, quit attitude. But you cannot keep doing that. You just cannot keep doing that. So no more, no more giving up 6 goals. You just can't keep doing that. But it's a credit to the Blue Jackets for having toughness, resiliency, grinding it out, finding a way to not quit, finding a way to get it done and win the game. So overall, that was a pretty good game there for the Blue Jackets.
Pretty decent game. And I just want to add on something too with Elvis Merzlikins because Tarasov played last night. The majority of the goals, we talked about this before too, not ragging on the dude, but like the majority of the goals seen, I think like all 3 goals even from the Islanders were glove side.
Yeah. So
it's something that it's kind of known. It's known around the league. I mean, I'm not the one who came up with that. I heard it from somewhere else first, So it's like, it's a thing. And, he's improved. I enjoy watching him play, and I think he's fantastic, but just something to keep in mind a little bit.
And now on to the next game.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the Blue Jackets lost last night against the Ottawa Senators. So, it's funny. The Blue Jackets have played how many games so far?
70-something.
70-something. So, they had 72 because there's 10 games left. So, out of 72 games, this is the first time the entire season that they played the Ottawa Senators. I thought that was kind of funny because the next 2 times they play them are next week. So, this is going to be a real intense battle here because so it's going to be next Sunday, the 6th, and then next Tuesday, the 8th, that they're going to be playing each other again. And I don't know, when you haven't played each other the whole year, you don't really know what to expect. You have this game, which was a tight game, and then you play each other 2 more times in the next 2 weeks. This will get kind of rough by the end of it. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so last night, I mean, there wasn't a whole ton of. Sorry, let me get my summary back up here. The majority of the goals came in the first period. 2 goals from Ottawa and 1 goal from Boone Jenner, and then Marchenko scored in the third period for the game. I'm sorry. Yeah, third period for the second goal for the Blue Jackets. There were very few penalties though. I don't think we're gonna. I think by the time the third game comes around, we're probably gonna see a few more penalties because it'll be very, very close to the other games. People definitely don't forget things as easily when it's like you played them last week. Ottawa took a penalty in the first period. Kachuk against Marchenko, and then the Blue Jackets had 2 2 penalties in the second period, none of which of any of those penalties resulted in a goal from the penalty at all. So, other than that, I mean, it was an exciting game. I mean, from I was working. I had to listen to part of it. I got to watch the final bit of it. Unfortunately, they lost. But yeah, what about Kirill Marchenko though, man? He is on a 3-game point streak at least. He might even be on a longer one, but at least this last week he's been the man with the plan. So yeah, that's the brief summary. I mean, it just they held him off and
Yeah.
1.
So for me personally, it just comes down to this: when you go back and you watch that, you look back at that game, what's the difference? The first period, you give up 2 goals. You go into the first period down 2-1. That's it. Because for the rest of that game, the Blue Jackets played a pretty good game there. And if they don't give up that 2 goals first period, the game is tied at 2. And the way that game was going, it probably goes at least to overtime. So you give yourself a chance there. You get 2 big goals from Boone Jenner and Kirill Marchenko. But because of that first period where you give up 2 goals, you don't get that chance, unfortunately. And again, I've said this about the game against the Islanders and the game against the Canucks, but the goals that the Blue Jackets scored, not only in the game against the Islanders and not only in the game against the Canucks, but also yesterday's game against the Senators, was just simple, straightforward hockey. Get the puck, shoot it, get it on net, and if you don't score off a rebound, off a deflection, something. That's what happened with the first goal. The puck is up high. It gets to Zach Werenski. He shoots it. Goalie makes a save. And then Boone Jenner's right there, wide open in front of the net, shoots it on the rebound, shoots, scores. On the second goal that the Blue Jackets scored that game, it's Kirill Marchenko. And it's similar idea. Get the puck, shoot it, put it on net, score. Gets the puck. He's at skates in the offensive zone, shoots, scores. And it was an awesome shot by Kirill Marchenko, a snipe. Goalie for Ottawa had no chance on that. I look at that, it was an awesome goal, and probably a guy like an Adam Fantilli or like a Yegor Chinikov could do a shot like that. Probably, maybe Kent Johnson, but just about anyone else probably isn't doing what Kirill Marchenko did for that goal. Awesome goal, awesome shot. But because you give up that 2-goal first period, unfortunately, that's why you lose. So overall, pretty good game there from the Blue Jackets against Ottawa. It's just, unfortunately, you give up 2 goals there in the first period, and that's what does you in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, that first period. So like last year we talked about, very oftentimes it was the third period where they shit the bed. It's been a little bit more varied this whole season, but in the last week, the first period was really tough on the Blue Jackets. They got to find a way to come out strong from the get-go. And then, I mean, you can't coast at any point, but you have to, I don't know, like get your head in the game right away. By the time second period comes around, they're able to amend things. I mean, Dean Evason's going to the locker room. He's coming up with a game plan. He's talking to the players. He's giving them advice, letting them know things that he sees that they might not be able to see from their position. So, then they come out in second period and third period, and they're amending their play. They're doing things a little bit better, a little bit more together as a team. And I think that might be a little part of it too, is that they have everybody is back from injury right now except for, unfortunately, Dante Fabro. He's not on the IR.
No,
I don't believe, but he did not play in Saturday's game. Last night's game. And then Kevin LeBanc is also, I keep want to say Bonk because Blanc. Anyway, LeBanc, he has been out since February 19th, injured reserve. He's going under shoulder surgery, so we're not going to see him the rest of this season, unfortunately.
No.
But Yeah, so everyone's back. Sillinger's back. Goodbranson's back. Boone Jenner's back. Monahan's back. Everybody is there, but there's definitely a part of the team who's played a lot more together this season than another part of the team. And I'm not dogging on these guys because they're fantastic players and they can step in the role that they're needed to play. But yeah, the chemistry just got messed with a little bit. And I think we're seeing that in the first periods a little bit here recently.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is the goal that Marchenko scored against. No, I'm sorry. This is the goal that Adam Fantilli scored. Not the shootout goal. That was a cool goal, but this is the one he scored in the second period against the Islanders. I'm going to put it up on the screen and I'm going to show it. So we're going to back this up here. And okay. So it starts because it's a shot up high. Islanders going to shoot it. And the puck is going to bounce over here. Fabro is going to get it. It's going to skate up. Fantilli's going to get it. He's going to skate in the offensive zone, shoot and score. And it's just a snipe. Just blows it by the goalie. So here it is. So as you can see, Fabro's got the puck. Skates it up. Passes it to Fantilli. Fantilli's going to skate, shoot, and skate in the offensive zone, shoot, and score. And I'm going to pause it here, too, just to see how much of a snipe job it was, because you'll see it on the replay. So, again, Fabro's got the puck. Passes it to Fantilli. Fantilli is going to shoot and score. Another thing I like this is Kent Johnson right here. And look where he is. Because he's standing right here, it kind of holds up these two guys right here that they can't just attack Fantilli. They kind of have to be a little more responsible here because if they leave, then that opens up him, or Fantilli could pass the puck to him. But so I like that there. So Fantilli, he's going to shoot, and then the puck's going to be in this area right here, in top of the corner, snipe, just blow it by the goalie. I'm going to back this up so you can see it. But just watch how Fantilli just blows it by the goalie.
Damn. It's a well placed shot though too, because he had to go around the defender. But yet, I mean, did it show the mile per hour anywhere there? I'm just really curious how hard that shot was.
I didn't see it. But another thing, I didn't see it. But another thing is, hang on a second. I'll back this up here. Is look at Ilya Sorokin. Look at the goalie, 30 in blue. By the time the puck, it's only when the puck goes right by him does he look and look back like, oh shit, that went by me, didn't it? Like, oh, that's past me. That's a goal. So, all right, see, what's your thoughts here on this goal here?
It's an absolute snipe, especially against one of the best goaltenders in the league. It's Ilya Sorokin. Usually he snags those, but from right outside the circle, going up top with it, it's a nice nifty little shot.
What you thinking here, Hefty Duck?
It just accentuates how much of a powerhouse Fantilli is and will be throughout the rest of his career. That's why I love seeing him do well, because sometimes like things don't always pan out, but with this guy, I mean, he is fourth in points. Granted, he's tied with points with Monahan. Monahan is a point a game. He's only played 44 games, but in any case, Adam Fantilli has 22 goals, 22 assists. You cannot ask for more from a player like that. And so the highlights like that are there's going to be a lot more of those, and I can't wait to see them. So I love seeing the goal. What a powerhouse. I'm still trying to figure out if I can find the mile per hour on that shot.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was fast because he blew that right by him.
Yeah, very fast miles per hour.
So we got
then he got the
go ahead.
game-winning goal in the shootout. So
and the thing about that goal, when that happened, originally you watch the game and you're like, did that puck go in? Because it kind of looked like Sorokin stopped it, but then like it went in, and like what happened was Fantilli goes in, and then like he does like a forehand backhand move, and when he does the backhand, he shoots the puck, and the puck goes in the net. And like normally on a goal, you shoot the puck in the net, and like you see it go in the net, and then like it kind of like bounces in the net a little bit, like you see the puck go in, but like the puck goes in and it goes in the net, and then it gets stuck. So like, and I remember watching the game, and like, Steve Mears, he's calling it, and I'm paraphrasing it, but he's like, and here's Fantilli. Fantilli walks in, shoots. Did it go in? It went in! Adam Fantilli with a goal. That was just the kind of interesting, crazy thing about it is like, at first, you're like, oh, shit. Yeah, Sorokin stopped it. But then it's like, oh, wait, it went in. All right, let's go. I like this. So overall, both his goals that he scored that day were just awesome. Just awesome goals that both times Ilya Sorokin, the goalie for the New York Islanders, had no chance on. So that was pretty cool to see. Now, we have some news involving Blue Jackets prospect Caden Lindstrom to share, which is this. We talked about this on a previous show that according to Aaron Portzline, there was a rumor going around that he was going to go to a Big Ten school. Ohio State being one of those Big Ten schools that maybe he could have gone to. We have an update on that, some new news, and the new news is this. From Aaron Portzline, nothing official, but told CBJ Caden Lindstrom, the 4th overall selection last June, is likely heading to at MSU hockey, which is Michigan State hockey, to play next fall. Many locals hoped Lindstrom would stay close and attend Ohio State hockey, but other schools made earlier and stronger recruitment phases. Now, I have to have a little slight pushback here for Aaron Portzline. If we're being realistic here, the whole Caden Lindstrom thing, going to Ohio State, was never realistic. Because,
pipe dream.
Yes, it was a pipe dream. And we say this all the time. We like Ohio State, but if we're being realistic, we're being honest here, Ohio State is historically average at best at hockey. They do not attract the top talent. They do not put top talent in the NHL. You do not see guys like a Johnny Gaudreau or a Jack Eichel or a Kent Johnson or an Adam Fantilli or a Zach Werenski come out of Ohio State.
Like they're good, but they're not the top hockey school.
Correct.
By quite a bit.
You do not see that type of top tier talent come out of Ohio State. Historically. But you know where you do see it come out of? Schools like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Michigan, Boston University, Boston College, North Dakota. Those are the types of schools that produce that top tier talent. And so for Aaron Portzline to say Caden Lindstrom maybe to Ohio State is not being realistic. And in my opinion, all he's doing is trying to get some clicks here and trying to get attention from the Ohio State fans out there that happen to like the Blue Jackets. That's all you're doing. Like I I can't fault you for doing that. I get it. But let's be realistic here. It was never going to happen. A guy like a Caden Lindstrom, you want him in the best environment possible. And as of right now, that's not Ohio State. You want him at a school like a Michigan or a Wisconsin or a Minnesota or a Boston College or a Michigan State. So if this is true, and he goes to Michigan State, this is just going to be awesome for Caden Lindstrom. How's Duncan Keith sound? A really good defenseman that came out of Michigan State. Oh, and he was a really good defenseman for the Blackhawks and helped them win 3 Stanley Cups. And you can look at the list, and there's other good talent that's come out of Michigan State and Michigan and Minnesota and Wisconsin and Boston College and so on and so forth. It is what it is. Maybe one day Ohio State gets better at hockey and they start producing top-tier talent so that you can have a guy like a Caden Lindstrom go there. But until that day happens, it's not happening. If Caden Lindstrom was a girl and hockey, I would have no issues whatsoever sending him to Ohio State women's hockey, because Ohio State women's hockey just cooks. They dominate. They're consistently good. They've made multiple trips to the Frozen Four, multiple trips to the national championship game. This past season, they did it again. They went to another Frozen Four, another national championship game. They've won 2 of those national championship games. Like, Ohio State women's hockey is awesome. If Caden Lindstrom was a girl, I'd have no problem sending Caden Lindstrom there. If Caden Lindstrom was a football player, I would have no problem sending him to Ohio State, because, again, Ohio State, historically good at hockey, ridiculously good at hockey. Ridiculously good at football, consistently good at football. Year in, year out, always good at football. Ohio State football just won the national championship. And just the amount of talent that Ohio State football has put into the NFL, ridiculously good. Ohio State hockey is not there yet. That would be cool if one day they did get there, but right now, they're not there. And the shot, I've been there to see Ohio State hockey games. They're fun, but the shot's not very good for hockey. It's just not built for hockey. It's more for basketball. And again, no disrespect to Ohio State, but you don't want your top prospect like a Caden Lindstrom in that environment. Look up what Michigan State has for hockey. Awesome hockey facility. Look up what Michigan has for hockey. Awesome hockey facility. Look up what Minnesota has. Awesome hockey facility. Look at what Wisconsin has. Better than the shot. Penn State has a better hockey setup than Ohio State. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish I could say Ohio State had a good hockey setup, but they don't. The shot's not good for hockey, and the women's team plays basically at what looks like a peewee rink for youth hockey. When they've won 2 natties and they've been to the Frozen Four, it should be better than that. It's not. So it is what it is. So I understand that there's some disappointment from people because they wanted to see him play at Ohio State. But if we're being honest with themselves, like Hefty Duck said, pipe dream, not happening. They're not getting the top tier talent. That's just, It is what it is. So it is what it is. And Caden Lindstrom most likely heading to Blue Jackets prospect. Caden Lindstrom most likely heading to Michigan State.
Hell yeah. I would love to see him go to just like Michigan University, but I understand Michigan State's also, pretty top tier.
I'm going to put this up on the screen here, but look at this. This is what Michigan State hockey has done. They have they've won the national championship twice. They've won the national championship 3 times. They've been a runner-up twice. Look at all the times they went to the Frozen Four. Look at all the times they went to the NCAA tournament. Look at all the times they've won their conference. That's good. That's the type of environment that you want Blue Jackets prospect Caden Lindstrom in. You know, that's what you want. And unfortunately, this is Ohio State. There's just not a lot going on there. 11 NCAA tournament appearances, 5-11 record. They've been to 2 Frozen Fours. They lost both of them. They've only won their conference twice, a regular season. Conference tournament, they won it twice. They're just not a lot going on there. And this is where I hope Ohio State gets better. Because when you compare this to this, it's not even close. It's just not even close. I'm sorry. And I know this is going to hurt people's feelings because some people, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but the truth is some people let their Ohio State Kool-Aid get in the way and they just can't quite comprehend any legitimate criticism of Ohio State. For this one moment, I need you to put down your Ohio State Kool-Aid and understand that what I'm saying is right. And this should be motivation for Ohio State hockey to get better so that you're not losing out on top-tier talent, so that you get top-tier talent to come to you, so that you can say that you've done all this stuff that like a school like Michigan State has done, so that you can say that you've put out a Zach Werenski or a Johnny Gaudreau, a Jack Eichel, a Adam Fantilli, a Kent Johnson type of a talent. I would love for Ohio State to say that, but they can't because they just, as of right now, they don't do that. It's average at best. And hopefully that changes. But as of right now, it does not.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing players like Mason Lohrei get into the NHL. Out of the most recent years, he has some of the most games. Other than that, I mean, we saw like Carson Meyer play for the Blue Jackets for a little bit. Dakota Joshua, he has 232 games in the NHL. Ryan Dzingel, he played from 2015 to 2022. He had 404 games in the NHL. And once you start going back from that, there was a period between 2003 to about 2008 where some players from Ohio State were entering into the league that were, like Ryan Kessler, he had 1,001 games. He's not playing in 2019. RJ Umberger, some top tier talents, but that is not like the alumni from some other schools, unfortunately. Did you know Jacob Dobis?
He's Montreal.
Ohio State former. Yeah. He's 6-4. He's a goalie. For anyone out there, he's 6-4 this year. I didn't realize that. Yeah. He has a 3.02 goal against average.
Yes, the Robo Duck. Yes, Caden Lindstrom is supposed to be playing at Michigan State. Yes, next season. We've been talking about that. Again, nothing official, but the way it's being reported, that seems to be the way things are going, that Blue Jackets prospect Caden Lindstrom is going to be playing for Michigan State next season. And, it's just continuing the whole Michigan theme because the Blue Jackets, they have all these Michigan guys from Jack Johnson, Adam Fantilli, Kent Johnson, Zach Werenski, and then Caden Lindstrom, if this is true, will be joining the whole Michigan thing by going to play at Michigan State, which is kind of, I laugh at it. So it's like the Columbus Blue Jackets. We like to pick dudes who are from Russia and play at Michigan schools. Yeah. So that's that. Blue Jackets prospect Caden Lindstrom is supposed to be playing at Michigan State next season. We'll see if that's actually the truth or not, but that seems to be the way that things are going here. On to the next news is that the Blue Jackets have been doing some signings recently. First, they signed Blue Jackets prospect defenseman Charlie Elick to a 3-year deal starting next season. So, Charlie Elick was drafted in the second round last year's draft. And the theme of that draft was basically, are you big and are you a defenseman? Basically, that was the theme of the draft, is either you were big or a defenseman, or sometimes both. That was what the Blue Jackets were going for in that draft. And Charlie Elick is 6'4", at 6'4", 206 pounds, and he's a real good defensive defenseman. So you see where things are kind of going here, that the Blue Jackets are going for those bigger type defensemen. That was in their draft. That was, they're trying to sign Provorov to an extension. He's a bigger dude. And the two other guys that they signed that we're going to talk about, they're also bigger dudes. And you kind of see where the Blue Jackets are going here. Because if you look at how Don Waddell built Carolina, you look at Carolina, a good chunk of that team is at least 6 foot, 200 plus pounds. They're big, they can skate, and they can score. Caden Lindstrom, he's a center, and he's like 6'4", 200 plus pounds. There's a theme there that the Blue Jackets are going for. It's big, scoring, play good defense, skating, stuff like that. So, also Charlie Elick, he's really been climbing up the prospect chart, as seen as he's now one of the better prospects that the Blue Jackets have. And he's been getting a lot of attention recently. So that's been great to see, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes. And I'm excited to see him eventually play for the Blue Jackets. And Jordan. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, so there was yet another signing this week, right?
Yes, and I'm going to bring that up. This one right here.
Go ahead and talk about
we
that.
have the Blue Jackets have signed Jack Williams from Northeastern, another college free agent signing. So this guy played 4 years at Northeastern, and John Butchergross had really something good to say about him, and I'm going to pull that up on the screen here, which is this. Gotta find here and pull it up on the screen, and then we'll get it up there. If you got it,
looking for that, I got some stats.
Yeah, go ahead, Hefty Duck.
This last year at Northeastern University, he played or is still playing. I think he played because they're in playoffs. 37 games. He got 16 goals and 25 assists for 41 points in 37 games. That's a greater than point per game player. 25 penalty minutes, so he probably plays a little rough with a plus minus of +6. So, it'll be nice to see how that translates to the NHL. I'm kind of surprised that no one. I mean, it's very likely other teams might have been looking at him, but with the way that the young players on the Blue Jackets are looking, along with the way that the trend, at least from this year, I think that's going to be more attractive to more players in choosing Columbus over other places, like just with Fantilli. I mean, between him and his agent, they had the foresight to see what the future of the young players was going to be here, and Waddell knows that. Everson knows that. That's why they went out and got older, more experienced players to usher in this new next wave of top tier talent. And so I'm hoping this guy fits into that place. I mean, Waddell has not made a move I've disagreed with this entire year. There's not one thing that he did that I was like, what the hell is he thinking? Why is he doing that? It's like, oh, like some of it's a little surprising. Like I would never have thought of that. I mean, obviously I'm not qualified to be an NHL GM, but couch GM, I guess. But yeah, like yeah, I like I like the direction he's still moving with this team. Hoping this kid is actually, I mean, he's 23 years old, so it's not like he's like 18, 19, getting signed out of his freshman year or something like that. So right-handed shot, plays right wing. He is from the United States as well, 174 pounds. Yeah, looking forward to seeing him.
All right. So this is what John Butchergross has to say about Jack Williams. He says, Jack Williams, honest player, great shot / one-timer, plays a two-way game that takes a lot of pride in details, skates well, played a pro style in college, had a combined 33 goals over the last 2 seasons, #college hockey. So clearly John Butchergross is a big fan of the Blue Jackets signing Jack Williams.
Yeah, and that's cool. And Butchergross is famous for, watching a lot of college hockey. He promotes it like no one else does, and so, if he's saying something, he knows his words carry some weight around in the hockey media world, and so it's it's nice to see that. But yeah, so any other insight about this guy, or on to the next? On the next. All right.
Well, no, I don't really have any. Well, insight is that he's currently with the Blue Jackets skating and practicing because he missed the deadline to get sent down to the minors.
All right.
So he'll just be, for now, he may get into a game, he may not, but for now he's just hanging out with the team, practicing and skating. So there's that.
Oh, yeah.
On to the next signing. The Blue Jackets signed Caleb Macdonald from North Dakota. So
nice.
He is a defenseman. And let's click on the article here from the Blue Jackets. And what do they have to say about?
He's coming from North Dakota.
Okay, I understand what. So he is a 6'3", 224-pound blue liner, 3 goals, 7 assists in 35 games this season at North Dakota. And this is what
big dude.
Yeah, big dude, 6'3", 224. So what does Don Waddell have to say about Caleb Macdonald? He says, quote, Caleb Macdonald is a big, strong defenseman who excels at blocking shots and being sound and sturdy in the defensive zone, said Waddell. We are pleased to welcome him to the Blue Jackets organization and look forward to his taking the next steps in his career with the organization. So, again, that fits with the theme that Don Waddell is trying to go here, which is big defensemen who are good defensively and can skate and block shots. Kind of like how he built Carolina. So
yeah, absolutely. Just a little bit more stats about him from this last year. So previously he played for the University of Alaska Fairbanks for a season. And then this year he's played for University of North Dakota, like you mentioned. And he's played 35 games. In those games, he went 3 goals and 7 assists for 10 points. He is a defenseman, just a reminder. And as a defenseman, he has a plus-minus of +7. And he's no stranger to the penalty box. He has 42 penalty minutes. Not a huge deal to me, but I'm sure that's something that they'll work on as he gets a little older and plays with the Blue Jackets a little bit. Do you know what the plans are for him next season? Is he going to keep playing in college yet, or
no? Because if you play for a college and then you sign a deal with the team, you're done. You can't go back and play college.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So,
also, he's 22 years old. He's turning 23 this year.
So he's done. He can't go back and play at North Dakota. So what's probably going to happen is he's going to go play for the Monsters for a bit, and then when his time is ready, he'll come up and go play for the Blue Jackets.
Gotcha. Yeah, I misunderstood that a little bit. The whole Caden Lindstrom thing kind of
Well,
a little bit.
Caden Lindstrom is in an interesting situation because there's that. So it used to be if you played in juniors, you couldn't go to college. Right. And then there's that big court ruling that happened not that long ago that basically said that now you can choose to go between, juniors and college. And some guys like a Caden Lindstrom, as of right now, if it turns out to be true, or looks like going to be taking that opportunity to not play in juniors, get away from that, and go play in college.
Right. They have until June 1st of 2026 to sign him. So he's only 19.
Yeah. So I suspect by that time they'll have a deal with him and they won't have to worry about that. But, it is. And then go play for the Monsters. But, hey, it is what it is. So Caleb Macdonald, defenseman out of North Dakota, the Blue Jackets, signed him to a 2-year deal. So there's that. Caleb Macdonald has been signed to a 2-year deal by the Blue Jackets. Now, I promised some fun memes, so I'm gonna show off some memes here. This is a meme that the Twitter user Jake Day Memes 3 posted after the Blue Jackets beat the Rangers 7-3 and when he got his hat trick. And the meme is a picture of Adam Fantilli with red glowing eyes, and the meme says, Adonimo Giuliano, I probably screwed that up, Fantilli was drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets to kick your fucking ass, which is just a outstanding meme because that's exactly what Adam Fantilli that day. He kicked with the Red Wings' ass and cooked them with a hat trick. Just domination. Just an awesome meme. So, Hartsey, your thoughts on this meme here?
Very dank. I'll give it 3 big booms. Boom, boom, boom.
Love it.
So,
Hefty Duck, your thoughts on this meme here? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Get in there, Hartsey.
I like how the stick. I like how it says "fuck you" on his blade.
Yeah.
Or his stick.
I think he should actually do that. I bet there would be a pretty hefty fine along with that, though. They're just making him change it out because of the swear word, but
yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. FD Duck, your thoughts here on this meme?
No, dank memes. Great meme, Jake Day. It's quality.
Yeah.
How many big booms does it get?
Yeah. I don't do booms. I do thumbs, and it gets 3 thumbs up.
But wait a minute.
Real quick. I don't mean to interrupt this at all and interrupt your train of thought, but there was a question asked on Twitter, for us.
I saw that.
Right on. I had not. So, Mark Curran asked about if the Ottawa winning was going to.
No, Montreal.
So sorry, Montreal winning will affect the wild card 2 spot, and I will tell you, absolutely, it could.
So what he points to is that back in November, the Blue Jackets played Montreal, and they lost to them in overtime, and that could come into play there because you hope it doesn't come to this way, but if it comes down to a tiebreaker between the Blue Jackets and Montreal is going to win that one because they took the season series 2-1.
Yeah.
So in that hypothetical scenario, that could come into play there where
bite him in the ass. I think we even talked about that earlier in the year.
Yes. where that game in November where the Blue Jackets lost to Montreal in overtime, that could come back to hurt them. You hope it doesn't, but to answer the question, yeah, that is something that could come back to hurt the Blue Jackets.
And at the time, I remember thinking, dude, you really think we're going to be close to the playoffs? And then look, here we are.
Yeah.
And yes, now I'm like, shit, he was absolutely right. Like, this could bite them in the ass before too long. But anyway, I just wanted to cover the question real quick because I happened to notice it. It was commented on one of our reposts of our tweets, so we didn't see it in the stream right away. So anyway, thanks, Matt Curran, for the question.
Yes. So on to the next meme. We have another meme here to share, and the meme is this meme right here. It says, "Did you beat Michigan at the shoe?" Yes. And it's a picture of Dean Evison, Urban Meyer, Jim Tressel. No. And it's a picture of Ryan Day. Sad. Look, I'm sorry. You know, we got to have fun with this. We got to take shots. And
all we want is for you to prove us wrong, man.
That's right. Prove us wrong, Ryan Day. Prove us wrong.
Title, but for real.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong, Ryan Day. Prove us wrong. Losing to Michigan 4 years in a row is disgustingly unacceptable. That is the only thing that's holding you back from being elite top-tier coach at Ohio State, because you've won a national championship, and like every time you play a team that's not Michigan, you smoke them. You dominate them. But for whatever reason, you shit the bed against Michigan. You poop your pants. You lose. I don't get it. How come when you play a team not named Michigan, you destroy them? You smoke them. But when it comes to Michigan, you lose. I do not get it. Why? So please, Ryan Day, stop losing to Michigan. I would love to put you in the yes column there, like Dean Evison, like Jim Tressel, like Urban Meyer. I want that.
It's crazy that the Blue Jackets beat Michigan in the shoe, because like we didn't even like ever think that we were gonna get an outdoor game, and then
No, you're right there. You're right though, Hefty Doc. The Blue Jackets get one opportunity to beat a team from Michigan at the shoe, and they got it done.
All right, fair enough, RoboDuck. He says Woody Hayes has lost to Michigan.
Yes, but did he? But like Ryan Day, has he lost 4 in a row? To my knowledge, he is not. He is not. But you're right, Hefty Duck. Dean Evison gets one shot to beat a team from Michigan at the shoe, and he gets it done. Ryan Day has had 2 chances, and unfortunately, he's failed. So, Ryan Day, please stop losing to Michigan. I want to put you in the yes column.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put you there, but I can't. But maybe one day I can put you there, and the day that you do beat Michigan at the shoe will be an outstanding day, and I will look forward to the day when I can put you in the yes column and be like Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, and Dean Evison.
One day. Anyway.
Screw it. We are willing this into existence. Ryan Day, you are going to stop losing to Michigan. Enough. You are going to be like Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer, who are absolute legends and just smoked Michigan. You're going to be like Dean Evison, and you're going to beat Michigan too. It's going to happen. We're willing this into existence. Just throwing it out there. I mean, maybe Dean Evison and like Urban Meyer and Jim Tressel, maybe they got to come to your house and they're going to sit you down and be like, hey, this is how we beat Michigan. You can do this. We did this. You can do this too. This is how we did it. But anyways, that's
on to the next.
That's all for. I only had 2 memes for today. Now, we're continuing with the college theme here. Is this. So, the Blue Jackets outdoor game, obviously, at Ohio State, and there was one of the themes was Ohio State, Michigan. And Both teams, the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings, they had some fun with that. The Blue Jackets had Buckeye leaves in the inside of their jerseys, and they put Buckeye leaves on the field. Awesome. And they had Ohio State band play music when they scored. So that was a fun way to include the Ohio State theme. The Red Wings had their skate guard in Michigan colors. The Blue Jackets had their skate guard in Blue Jackets colors, blue and red, in a tribute to Johnny Gaudreau. The Red Wings had their little tribute to Michigan. Now, given that this was a game at Ohio State between a team from Ohio, the Blue Jackets, and a team from Michigan, Red Wings, and one of the themes was Ohio State and Michigan, you would understand why the Red Wings went with a Michigan-themed skate guard. But apparently not, because you have cringe Michigan State fans complaining that it was not Michigan State themed, even though it was never about Michigan State. It was about Ohio State and Michigan. Like, come on now, guys. No complaining. How about some green and white? Since Sparty, Michigan State, is the better team. And this tweet right here, which is a good one, is the whole point of the game is Ohio State, Michigan, Detroit from Columbus in Ohio Stadium. Sparty isn't involved. And then this guy, Michigan State fan, Cope. And then this dude right here basically pulls out tweets, proving little sections from article proving that, yeah, it was about Ohio State, Michigan, not Michigan State. Like, hello, here it is. Quote, there will be a few Michigan-related storylines entering the Stadium Series, which will have fun with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry and celebrate the Buckeye tradition. Notice, there is no Michigan State stuff here because it was never about them. Never. So, no, I'm sorry, but it was never about Michigan State. It was about Ohio State and Michigan. Those were the two schools that were getting focused on, not Michigan State. So for Michigan State fans to complain that the Red Wing skate guard was in Michigan colors is stupid. One of the themes is Ohio State, Michigan, not Michigan State. When you think about Ohio State and Ohio, Michigan, you think about Ohio State, Michigan, not Michigan State. Sorry. That's just how it is. The week of Ohio State, Michigan, Ohio State and Ohio State fans cross out the letter M with an X, and some Ohio State fans call Michigan that team up north. When they don't do that for Michigan State, they just call Michigan State, and they don't cross out the M's for Michigan State. They do it for Michigan. That's just how, that's just how it is. When they sing Ohio State and Ohio State fans sing the song, we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan. That's directed at Michigan, not Michigan.
Not Michigan State, yeah.
Not Michigan State. That is directed at Michigan, not Michigan State. So, no.
You wish Michigan State.
So, you wish Michigan State, but no, I'm sorry. The only thing that matters from a rivalry standpoint to Ohio State is Michigan. Like, you lose to Michigan State, no one cares. It's like, yeah, it sucks you lost, but who cares? You lose to Michigan like 4 years in a row, like Ryan Day, and people hate you and want you fired. That's the difference. You be like Urban Meyer, who kicked the crap out of Michigan, 7-0, never lost, and people love you. They bend over backwards for you. Like, yeah, you won a national championship for Ohio State, which was really cool. But most people, in my opinion, remember Urban Meyer because he was 7-0 against Michigan. He never lost. And every time Ryan Day has lost to Michigan, people jokingly, to a certain degree, say, bring back Urban Meyer because he never lost to Michigan. Why am I talking about this? Because these Michigan State people complaining that, oh, the skate guard wasn't Michigan State themed, even though it had nothing to do with you, it just does not make sense. You do not matter in the eyes of Ohio State, their rivalries with Michigan. And Michigan, yeah, you have a rivalry with Michigan State, but Michigan fans call you little brother. So even they don't view you as that important. So again, for you to complain about why your skate guard for Detroit was Michigan team and not Michigan State team, even though it had nothing to do with you, is cringe. That's all I got to say in that regard. So, FD Duck, you got anything to say there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that Caden Lindstrom's going to Michigan State, but that's about all the feelings I have towards them. I don't even think about them when I think of I hate Michigan. When I say hate Michigan, I'm specifically speaking about Michigan University, and not only that, or University of Michigan, whatever the hell it is. I'm specifically talking about Michigan football as well. I mean, the whole, we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan. It is, I love the song. It's great when I remember being like a kid and we'd always go to like BW3s to like watch like the big game or something like that, like on the TV with everyone there. It's packed and everyone would be singing the song when they won. And it was just, it was fantastic. And now it's,
Anyway. All right, on to the next thing. So we all know that the cannon at the Blue Jackets outdoor game did not go off after the second goal, and it should have gone off. And I remember being there at the Blue Jackets outdoor game with my brother. And when I'm at a Blue Jackets game and the Blue Jackets score a goal, I point my finger at the cannon, and then boom, it goes off. And then I remember doing that. The goal went off. Dmitry Voronkov scores a goal on the power play, and the goal horn goes off. And then AC/DC, for those about to rock, fire. And then I point my finger at the cannon, and it's not going off. And I'm like, why isn't it not going off? Well, I'll tell you why it wasn't going off. We now know why. It's this right here. This video right here, which is, and you'll see it in the video, this guy in the red coat is a Red Wings employee, and he was walking by the cannon, and that was a big no-no because you're not supposed to walk by the cannon, and that's why it didn't go off. So here's the video. As you can see, the Red Wings employee is walking by the cannon, and it does not go off. And
is that why it didn't go off?
That's why it didn't go off, because of that Red Wings employee walking by, and they didn't want it to go off because, I don't know, might hit him or something.
That's fair, but like, look, you can see that guy down to the security guy. He's like, hey, move, go, get out the way. He's like, hey, come on. And the cannon crew comes out to wave the flags and everything like that. Like,
no,
I mean,
you're right.
I'm sure they had to like go somewhere or something. They're not just out there walking for exercise in the middle of a game, but like, wait till the action stops.
Yeah,
that's the rule.
Yep.
Everywhere in the arenas. Oh well, it's like the ushers will stop you. Like if you just run past them, sure, but you're an absolute jerk if you do that. Like, you can watch the action, stand there for a little bit and wait for your time.
Yeah, no, you're right though. You're right though, Hefty Duck, because you see the security guy right there, like walking up to him and kind of like yelling at him, like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah, get the fuck out of the way, you idiot.
So, Heartsy, your thoughts on this?
I mean, I don't know what thoughts I do have. I would prefer had he not walked in front of that. I feel like he did it on purpose. Anyone else feel like they did it on purpose?
How were they supposed to know though that there was going to be a goal?
Because they
could have walked around the other side.
Here's the thing, right? Everybody in the fucking league knows that every time the Blue Jackets score, a loud-ass, big-ass Civil War cannon fires, and it's usually a few seconds after they score, and for somehow, some way, this guy's just casually walking in front of a cannon as it's set to go off like any second now. Thank God it's like controlled by people and not like automatic.
Yeah.
And doesn't the cannon fire blanks?
Yes.
Yeah. They're not firing a cannonball out of there, dude.
Yeah, I
And-
fired this fucking cannonball to the ice, brother.
Can as someone Hard to Hear is not a diehard Blue Jackets fan by any means. He's a Flyers fan. Many people
Yes.
don't realize. I might break some hearts here out there. The noise doesn't come from the cannon in the arena.
It's up top. It's up
It
top.
comes from the speakers. Yeah. It's very loud.
Yeah. But
But yeah, it's not the actual cannon firing that makes the noise.
But fear not, because we all know that was the only time that the cannon did not go off, because the rest of the game, every time the Blue Jackets scored a goal, the cannon went off. Here's video proof.
I love it blew like a smoke ring up. Like straight up. That was kind of sick.
And then here we have the Ohio State band.
Oh, so cool.
Here we have the Ohio State band playing music after the cannon. So I'll back it up so you can hear it. Wait, hold back. Hang on a sec here.
I think I like the marching band version of the whip better than the whip itself.
Yeah.
No offense to the band.
So that's that. We now know why the cannon did not go off after the second. Yeah. They
do the chili chant, the marching band? Did they do the chili like with it?
No.
Chili.
No. The Ohio State band did not play the chili chant.
Did they do the
chili
chant
chant?
What a fucking
bunch of losers. Fuck that.
No, there was no chili chant there.
Gotcha. Because like all the advertising and everything that is purchased with the Blue Jackets normally is for nationwide arena. I just don't know if that carries over exactly to this one as well, because they might have deals with the arena or they might have deals with the Blue Jackets. I don't know how that works. I'm making shit up off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's
true. Yeah. I do want to play this. This was after the game. So when Ohio State wins, they play Carmen, Ohio. That's their victory song. And when the Blue Jackets won at the outdoor game, the Ohio State band played Carmen, Ohio. And I'm going to play this. So no, I'm not going to play this because my computer lost audio. So we'll save it for next week's show. But here's the video right here. If you want to go watch it, Pennsburg Hockey was at the Blue Jackets outdoor game. And this is the handshaking after the game. And it's the Ohio State band playing Carmen, Ohio. So I'll save that for, next week's show. I think, let's see here. I think that is it. Maybe. Start talking about stuff.
All right. So big shout out this week. This is NHL news from around the league. Alexander Ovechkin. He is 4 goals away from tying the great one, Wayne Gretzky, at 894 goals, and 5 goals away from breaking the record. 5 goals, and I think he had to have like 12 games left. So one thing I want to mention real quick, I saw Mark Schlag talk about this on X earlier, Twitter. And he mentioned that could potentially happen with the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets, they're going to play the Capitals here on April 12th and April 13th. So he doesn't have just one more chance to score against the Blue Jackets before he hits his record. or to break this record, he's got 2 chances back to back.
Right.
Now, one's away and one's home game. So,
All right. So
yeah.
I do have this hit that Sean Monahan put in the Islanders game, and I'm going to play it, and it was an awesome hit. So we'll check this one out.
Severson had a big hit last night too, didn't he?
Yeah, but boom, sit your ass down.
Guy
Look
didn't
at
know
this.
what happened.
That was
Clean hit,
Anders
shoulder to
Lee he
shoulder.
knocked over too.
Yeah. But boom. So,
It
All right,
didn't look like he even tried that hard.
no. But Hartsey, your thoughts here on this hit?
It's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice clean shoulder on shoulder hit, trying to separate the man from the puck. And it worked.
It did.
The Jacks are going to be able to get out of the zone here. So, good job, Sean Monahan, for laying the boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Hefty Duck, your thoughts on this hit here?
Oh, Sean Monahan just showing he is who he says he is once again. I mean, he's the GOAT. I mean, literally 44 points in 44 games this year. You cannot, from just like going from what felt like a random offseason signing. It wasn't, but going from just being like, okay, he'll be a good addition to the team, to like, holy shit, he is literally one of the top 3 players on the team. I mean, granted, he's not there in points right now because he had 44 games, but there's like no other player that has about exactly a point per game, except for like Zach Rowinski. And
All right.
so I just love seeing it.
All right. I got to share this tweet from Owen here because he tweeted this after the Blue Jackets outdoor game. So I guess it's a kind of, it's a joke. It's a shit post, but Owen tweeted, unlike the Buckeyes, the Jackets won against a Michigan team in the shoe, #CBJ. It's funny and it's true. Oh, well. Ryan Day, stop losing to Michigan. You can do it. You can do it. Be like the Blue Jackets and beat Michigan. So that's just me. All right. So I think, yeah, that's all I'm going to share my stuff and we can get out of here, but I'll save that for last. So if Hefty Duck or Heartsy, if you want to say anything, and then I'll share my stuff and then we can get out of here.
I'll do the close. Hearts, you can go ahead.
All right. So I got a couple of things to shout out here. As you know, if you don't follow the Philadelphia Flyers at all, we recently fired John Tortorella as our head coach.
Did see that.
Which was not the easiest decision to make, but there's some good because not only that, the Flyers have won 2 straight games. Matvei Michkov has 4 goals in said 2 straight games, and he has bumped his Calder favorites, his Calder winning favorites to his odds. That's the right word. Substantially. Now he's, from what I'm seeing from Sportsbook Review, he is still third with plus 1,000 chance to win, behind Celebrity and Lane Hudson. But he has been on fire, and I just want to shout out my Russian savior. Another thing to shout out, the CT Assassins, Bjork Swag, Owen, Bruins, Wyan. That's our ESHL club. Hit me up. Let me know if you want CT. And shout out to the FHL, which I hear is making a comeback here very soon. And if you want to, talk to me, I don't know why you'd want to. You can find me on Twitter, Michkov's Kitten, Matvei Michkov's Discord Kitten, Michkov for Calder, whatever you want. I'll know who you're talking about. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Go Birds.
All right. So, for me, I'll share my stuff, then Hefty Duck can do his, and then we can get out of here. As I always do, you should like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Please tell your family, please tell your friends, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And as always, got to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Yesterday was your birthday, and you would have been 64. March 29th is your birthday, and you would have been 64. And unfortunately, you're not here with us anymore. You died this past September, and very sad, very disappointing. But you give all of our family and friends a lot of inspiration. We love you and thank you for everything. I just love talking hockey with you and seeing you at family get-togethers and parties and Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and so much more. Family parties and so much more. And I love talking hockey with you. You're a big Blackhawks fan, but you like the Blue Jackets because of me, and I appreciate that. And I like talking hockey with you, and just kind of wondering how your thoughts on the Blackhawks this season. I'm just wondering, how would have thought about the Blackhawks? And then I would have told you my thoughts about the Blue Jackets, so far this season. But wish you were still here. But shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, rest in peace, Doc.
Yeah, so check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group that I do. We do a lot of fun stuff, like marches. Let's go, Jackets! 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 So that was a video from different marches that Union Blue Soldiers has done. It's a lot of fun. And, if the Blue Jackets make the playoffs, we'll do a playoff march. But if they don't, the next one is going to be the home opener for the 2025-2026 season. But check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check us out on social media. Follow us on social media. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. There's Heartsy. But check out Union Blue Soldiers. 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 So
now.
That's right. So that's it for me. We'll go to Hefty Duck. He can share his stuff, and then we can get out of here.
Hell yeah. So first and foremost, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are just the Brew Jackets on YouTube. Check us out. Our link is in all of our bios everywhere on our link tree and whatnot. Check us out on Facebook too. Or depending on where you're watching from, check us out on you're muted. Just kidding. Not really. Anyway, we're everywhere. Everywhere that you are, we are. Check us out on for our audio. If you want to listen to that, you can check us out on Spotify. You can check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you can get a podcast. We are probably there, and if not, we'll be there soon. So don't forget to do all those things with the buttons everywhere you're watching from. Thank you very much. We appreciate all your support each week. We love seeing people watching our stuff, comments coming in and everything like that. So just a huge shout out to all the listeners out there, all the viewers, all the watchers. We appreciate you a lot. So that's it from me. I'm trying to think of something else to say to close this out, but I got nothing. So, hey, we'll see you all next week. I believe that we're going to have to do Monday due to there being
next 2 shows are on a Monday because the Blue Jackets play on Sundays 2 days in a row.
Right.
2 shows in a row. So that'd be 2 Mondays.
Sunday.
We'll probably do those in the evening too. It seems to work out all right for us. Our numbers stay great there too. So we appreciate y'all tuning in whatever day you can, and you can always watch the replay. It's easiest to watch the replay on YouTube. Twitter sometimes is just a pain in the ass with live stream replays. I don't know why. Anyway,
fuck you, Elon.
See y'all next week.